The goal is to not take dating and men as seriously as I do.
You crashed out over some random, like, I don't even know him.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Cimorelli podcast. You know, we got the three amigos. We got the three of us here today, guys.
Musketeers.
Because Christina, sick. I remember I was sick on the podcast, and Catherine said, Amy needed to take a nap. But Christina does not need to take a nap. She's actually sick. So anyway, guys.
Amy needed to take a nap.
I don't know what happened there, but
I left early that day because I was like sick and I needed to go home. So I did need to take a nap.
Okay.
But I wasn't like that sick, but I got pretty sick after that. But anyway.
A quick nap.
Yeah, just a quick nap.
Yeah.
So back here in podcast land, we have Kathy back. Say hello to Kathy again. She was out last week. Now she's back. The sixth season is coming for us so hard.
Oh my gosh.
Every week it's like beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, you know.
Ham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is episode 249. And today we're going to be talking about things that we don't do anymore. We've outgrown them, or we just like, it's just like, some of them I think will be deep. Some of them will just be like a random thing we don't do anymore that we used to do. And I think it's going to be interesting to, take a little walk, see how we've grown.
Down memory lane.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say down memory lane.
Yes, a walk down memory lane to see how we've grown, who we are now versus who we were, which I honestly feel like kind of changes for me every week now. I'm like, oh, I feel so different. I don't know.
Every week.
Like, I just feel like I keep, like, doing all these things that make me feel like a different person lately, where I'm like, oh, growing.
Grown so much.
Yeah, it feels good. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you want to see all of our episodes fully all the way through, join us on Patreon. We have so much fun content there. We have a ton of series you can watch, like Things We Don't Talk About, Sister Story Time, all these literally such good series. We have live streams. We have just a lot going on. So join us on Patreon. And yeah, we really, really, really appreciate your support on Patreon, guys. Mm-hmm. And also, yes, Lisa is not here today on the podcast because she is supporting her husband through his cancer treatments right now. So when we have Lisa in the studio, we usually do TikToks with her. That's why she's like literally all over our TikTok now. It's so great.
She's there with helping us with all of our original music and getting the word out.
Yes,
which has been fun.
Yeah, and she's still recording on all of our albums and everything. So it's been all of our music. It's been really good to have her in and out around the town. So yeah, now we're going to jump into our highs and our lows, ladies and gentlemen. What are our highs and lows of the week?
My high is I went to Topgolf, and let me tell you, I was not bad.
Really?
It wasn't bad. And you know why? Because this is the thing. I learned how to golf, right? But every time I've gone to Topgolf, it was like horrifically bad. But now that I started like actually working out, I could actually do it.
Wow.
Really?
Because that was the problem, is that maybe I hit it like twice and then I'm like, oh, too fatigued. Can't, like, no accuracy anymore. I didn't realize they had all these games with it too, like Angry Birds. We played Angry Birds with like hitting the ball, and it was so fun.
Wait, how do you do that?
So like, you know how Angry Birds like a slingshot?
Yeah.
So the slingshot is just you hitting the golf ball.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, and there's like a little screen that you look at to see like, oh, how you're aiming.
Did you ever play Angry Birds? Like on the game? I've never played it.
Did I ever play Angry Birds
like that?
Amy, I played it every day of my life.
You're like a real gamer,
like
girl.
11, 12
I feel like you've played a lot of games. Or no, is that Lisa?
You're like a phone game girly.
Some phone games I got really into. Like
the
Candy
bubble popping?
Crush.
Or is that Lisa?
That's Lisa. Lisa's like a gamer girl phone game. But I did a lot of Candy Crush, Angry Birds. some Temple Run, but it stressed me out too much.
I knew you did Candy Crush, but that's really all I know.
Yeah, I love Candy Crush.
Love Angry Birds.
Yeah, that was fun. And then my low is that I just keep waking up in the middle of the night.
Me too.
And it's because it's like I've been so like busy that I'm waking up in the middle of the night and my brain's like, time to think about these things you didn't think about today. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
I get it.
Then I have to start journaling at 3 a.m. I'm like, I feel this way, blah, blah, blah.
I read that 3 and 2 is like the stress hour that like your brain like wakes you up at when you're stressed. And I feel like that's
like
so
5
real.
to me too.
But like if you're
It was 3:30 last night.
I woke up at 3 and 2. Oh my gosh, I totally
I was probably up till like 5.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
Journaling,
that's like you have a newborn.
journaling. Hey.
Yeah,
That is
and he
exhausting. Last
quit.
night. Wow, good for you that you're standing upright today. That's hard.
Yeah.
That was me. I'd be like,
So,
Good for you. Do you want to go?
okay. I said, wait, what? I said if I was up last night, I would be like dead.
oh,
Now say you seem pretty good.
oh, thanks,
So good. So I was saying good for you.
thanks.
Okay, I would say my low is just the daylight savings time has kind of messed up my family's like sleep schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like the kids are just very cranky, and that's been a constant stream of crankiness.
Consciousness.
Yes, I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, oh, I just want to break from that.
Do you ever see people's like stream of conscience online, and you're like,
Wait, people say that?
Yeah, it's like
Stream of conscience?
yeah, it's like a yeah.
I feel like there's been so many like what
No
of those
offense if
random
you
like
say that.
like cliches or whatever people say that like I can't even think. Oh, like set in stone. When I was a kid, I thought it was like set and stoned.
Oh, I probably thought
yeah.
that too.
Like not like stoned like with a drug, but like stoned to death. That's what I thought.
yeah.
Homeschooler, okay. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So just like everyone's been really cranky, and just
You're,
gonna
like,
give my
including
patience.
me.
I'm doing a lot of deep breathing, which is good. It's humbling.
Did you have to shift like the bedtimes and stuff? Or?
Yeah, because like they usually go to bed at 7:30 or 8, and now 8 o'clock felt like 7 o'clock.
Oh
So
gosh.
it's just really confusing. Like
yeah.
it's an hour. Putting them to bed at their normal time is an hour earlier, and they wouldn't normally be tired, but they somehow were, and they were really grumpy, and then they were waking up early. So it's just really weird. Like I feel like everyone got messed up for a few days, but I don't know. Parents of young kids get it. Daylight savings is just not. We dread it every year.
Yeah, we should
But
cancel it.
We should cancel it, but
I
leave
agree.
it on the longer
But
one.
I will
Yeah.
say that I love that it makes the sun go down later because it feels like
Yes.
summer.
I know.
The sun
does.
sets at like almost 7 o'clock. I went on a bike ride last night at like almost like 7 o'clock. It was like about to set. It was actually a little crisp and chilly, but it was really nice. And my high was that I went on a marriage retreat this weekend. with my husband.
was
It was
that?
really good. It was really good. It was actually a wedding gift that someone gave us literally 5 years ago. Well, almost 5 years ago. We married for 5 years this May, which is crazy.
Wow.
What?
And
5
yeah.
years?
I know.
Whoa.
And one of our friends gave us this gift. We never used it because they had it shut down because of COVID when we first got it. And then we had twins and we just forgot about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, we have a gift certificate. We should use this. So we went. And it was really good. It was like literally just like Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, like first half of the day. And you just listen to all these talks, and then you have like question time and like activities. And I feel like we learned so much and had so many great like conversations.
Wow.
We got to go out to lunch together and get like bento boxes, which that was like something we always got in the beginning of our relationship. So it was very like nostalgic because we haven't gotten them in a while.
I
And
love
it was
it.
really fun. I had a good time, and I felt like it very much like refreshed and reconnected, which was very needed in like this season of having 3 little kids. It's just like
Yeah.
we have very little time just to be together, and if we
Yeah.
do, we're like cleaning or we're really tired. So it was just nice to set that time aside. It was
I love
really big
that.
high this week. Yeah,
Cute.
that was really good.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to give a cryptic low because it's just too pursed. But my low this week was...
Two first.
it's too pursed. My low this week was, shall we say, an emotional time. in many ways. I fear life humbled me in all aspects that could be humbled.
Right.
All aspects.
Just so many aspects. I was just like beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, just humble. So that was a toughie. But like, also guys, I know I had a poll, I think last time, of should I retire Tuffy, but I just can't retire it.
Okay.
I just,
You know what I mean? Maybe you're just too great and you just need to be humbled because you're that great.
yeah.
You know?
Well, it's more about seeing things in wrong orientation, and then seeing it in right orientation is way better and easier. And so I think I fear I got a few steps ahead of myself in certain ways. And then also just fumbled the bag in other ways. And just many ways were unweighing. And then, so yeah.
Oh yeah, you did get humbled.
But it was good. It was great. It turned out the best that it could for me. So I'm proud of myself. So I fear that it turned into my high, which all the humility and the humiliation, not the humility. The humiliation like launched me into a different person.
No, it does. Humiliation is good.
It
If
is
you,
really
like,
good.
Take it and like learn from
Yeah,
it.
if you
just
take it and
brutal
run
at
with
first.
it,
You're
yeah.
like,
It's
Ow,
good
ow,
though.
ow, ow.
You need that.
Yeah, it's like you can't just be doing crazy things. So I took my humiliation and springboarded into a new person, and I love it. Would never list it. So thanks, life, for the humiliation.
That's me every time I go swimming. Oh my gosh. I put on
I
this
feel
ugly
that.
cap and these weird goggles and I'm like,
Thanks
Yeah, whoever
for the
created
humiliation.
like swim attire, they're like, how can we make this person look the ugliest they've ever looked?
How can we make
Okay,
it
we'll
look
make
like an
them all.
actual fish?
no,
Yes.
literally.
I love it.
Aerodynamics.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh,
it.
yeah. It's
And
too much.
that springboarded me into my high, which it just kicked me into gear with all my goals. So
Okay.
I made my official, I texted Max. I made my
did?
official mile route in my neighborhood for me to
Wow.
run. And so
Good
I
for
started
you.
walking it.
I was about to
Did
ask,
you like
oh,
map
where
it
is
out? Did you like map it out to see?
Yeah,
like,
I went for
okay.
a walk to see
Oh,
where a
good.
mile would be. And I did my little runs up the tiny hills to see if it was going to be too hard or not
Oh
because
my
I was
gosh.
scared.
You should get like one of those
Amy.
little Fitbits that has like your
What?
heart
Well,
rate.
I have an app on my phone that will
but
tell
like
me.
those can do like your heart rate and stuff.
It was good though, and then I went to the dentist, and I haven't been in 5 years. Sorry, trigger warning. But I had no
Sorry to who?
cavities. To the dental hygienist, I literally was like, "Girl, trigger warning. I haven't been here in 5 years. My teeth are
I
probably
can't
falling out of my
believe-
head.
I can't believe you have no
I
cavities.
have no cavities.
Good for you.
I was slaying because the key is you floss every day, you do mouthwash, you brush your teeth twice a day, and I guess you'll be fine.
Good for you.
So
You took care
yeah,
of your teeth.
because the other dentist was a creep that I went to last. He just creeped me out, so I never went back. And
Yeah.
the new dentist was really nice and very just nice, and yeah.
Good for you.
So yeah, it was great. It was such a win. I was like literally walking on cloud 9 after I went to the dentist. I
so
shelled
jealous.
out $1 million for the cleaning, but then I was like, I am so happy. So that was great. And yeah, that's what is it? So yeah, that's my life.
Isn't that from Lizzie McGuire?
Yes. Thank you so
That's my
much for
life.
listening. Yeah.
But
This episode is sponsored by Shopify. Guys, we live, laugh, love Shopify. It is the #1 checkout on the planet. They are so easy to use, so efficient. We've literally never had any problems with them. We run our merch store through them, and they are just impeccable. We literally love them. We would never list them. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. So if you're growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Cimorelli, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Cimorelli, all lowercase, to upgrade your selling today.
This episode is sponsored by Factor. So this week we all tried some new food, and that was our Factor meals that came in refrigerated, not frozen, and took a few minutes to heat up. And they were delish.
They were
Very
so
good.
good.
Yeah, we had to give them a taste test first. They were very, very flavorful, which was what I was hoping for. That's my like
Yes.
number one requirement is like it better be flavorful.
I also felt like they heated up well. Like the
Oh,
chicken
yes.
and everything,
Yeah.
it microwaved really well. It didn't make it like a weird texture.
Wait,
I
yes.
was impressed by that actually.
That's so real.
That's a really good point. Also, because it's not frozen.
Yeah,
but,
maybe that's
still,
why.
it's hard to do that. So I don't know how they did that, but it heated up very well. That is true. So let's get into this. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They are dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. That's a great point because I was sick, and I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have Factor meals. Yes, I can just make this great meal. Because otherwise, like, literally, what was I gonna do? What was I gonna do?
I got mine like it was like a really busy weekend, and I was like, oh, I don't want to cook tonight. And I was like, oh, Max, we have the Factor meals. Let's have those tonight. It was so convenient to just pop them in the microwave, and they were ready in like a couple minutes.
Yeah, I got my veggies in. I got my
they're so
protein,
good.
which for me, veggies can be a bit of a struggle, but they got my veggies in for me, which is great. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick your meals tailored to your goals. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. So my fave meal that I had, it was like this Mexican one, and it had queso. It was like chicken. I was like, I need to make this myself. It was like chicken, queso, like green chilies, corn, and rice.
Ooh.
It was so good. I've never had like just chicken with like queso on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
It was amazing.
I had an Indian, I think it was a butter chicken. It was so good
Oh.
with like rice and stuff.
Yeah, I had like a sun-dried tomato, chicken, and like zucchini noodles. Oh my gosh, it was very good.
Love it.
I had one that was like chicken, mushroom, spinach, cream sauce thing. It was so good.
Yum.
Love it.
I love that. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Cimorelli50off. So Cimorelli 50OFF. And use code Cimorelli50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Cimorelli50off at factormeals.com/Cimorelli50off. Get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
So, on to the main topic. We're going to be talking about things that we don't do anymore. This is a shout out to Christina for this idea. It's pretty self-explanatory. We came up with a list, each of us, of things that we don't do anymore.
We used to.
Now we don't. Like now you see me, now you don't. That type of vibe.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. I was gonna say, do you remember that movie?
Yes, I just saw a clip of it on TikTok and I was like,
I want to
Now you
watch
see
it.
me, now you don't?
Now you see me. Is
What
that
was that
wait?
again?
Is that the Disney one or the other one? I'm thinking of two magic
Oh.
ones. Wait, I had the wrong name. I was thinking of the Disney Channel one with Ali Mashaka.
oh yeah.
But I know the real one is
remember
with
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That one guy looks like the other guy.
Jessica Haslam.
Yes.
Yeah. And Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
guy
Oh my
looks
God,
like
looks
the
like
other
the other guy.
He does.
That's honestly two reels.
I don't even know who the other guy looks like is,
God.
but I know he looks like another
Michael
guy.
Cera. Yes.
I don't know.
They all are the, yeah. Okay. Slay. So yeah, we're gonna start a list. We're gonna go oldest to youngest, and yeah.
All right.
Without further ado,
Okay, I would like to make a disclaimer for mine that these are not all necessarily like, oh, I don't do this anymore because it's bad. Some of them are not bad. Some of them I wish I did, but I don't.
oh,
Which I'm going to start out with one of those. Okay, so my first one is I don't spend 1 hour doing an elaborate makeup routine anymore.
Oh,
And I put a sad face on this on my list because makeup was my passion back in the day. I really loved it.
really did.
Every single day. Every day. I'm not kidding you. I wouldn't necessarily wear makeup every single day, but every day that I did wear makeup, which was probably like 4 to 5 times a week.
yeah, like when we were filming and stuff.
Yeah, when we were filming or like if
You
I was
go
going out
places,
somewhere fun,
yeah.
I would put aside like an hour. I would pull up a makeup tutorial. It was like, this is like the days of like
you love
Jaclyn Hill.
tutorials.
Oh my gosh. I literally did not do my makeup without one. And then I had my favorites. Shout out to Allie Glines. I loved her tutorials. I would watch Jaclyn Hill's
Oh,
tutorials.
was like Michelle Phan or is that someone else?
I kind of in the early days, But her skin was more fair, and I would then I started watching more people, which Jacqueline Hill had really fair skin too. I started watching people that had more like olive tone skin.
Yeah.
I'm honestly blanking on the names, but there was like certain ones, I think it's like Juicy Jewel, or I don't know, Jules or something. Anyway, I miss that. I miss sitting on the floor in my room with my big mirror. And I loved buying makeup. I would go to like Ulta or Sephora or just wherever and just get all this makeup and try it out. And I was so excited. Oh, it was so fun. Maybe one day I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I spend maybe 5 minutes now because I just don't have the time.
Rip.
So if I ever get to do my makeup, which is like maybe a couple times a year, then I think of it as
Really
like
have fun.
such a treat. Like if Max and I are going on a date night, I'm like, but usually it's not an hour that I have. Maybe it's 30 minutes. I just feel too bad leaving my children for an entire hour to do makeup. Just feels wrong.
I mean, 30 can make you feel like refreshed.
30, yes.
30,
And yeah.
you can do a good routine in 30.
Oh, and I will say I still do watch tutorials when I can, which is not that often. And my favorite now is Painted by Spencer. I
Ooh.
love his tutorials.
Shout out.
He is
him.
amazing. Like he just does
Slay.
the best makeup.
I love it.
Shout out to you, Painted by Spencer.
I love it.
Anyway, that's my first one.
My first one's pretty deep, okay, guys, and it's a pretty vulnerable one, but it's just the first one I thought of, and the first one I thought of is body check. I don't body check myself anymore.
Yes.
I used to be
mean
body
specifically?
checking up and down the block.
It's
Where
like
you just
this
look
is,
in the mirror and check your body all the time.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually a really like that's something very deep in like eating disorder recovery. Not saying that you had one,
Yeah.
but like it's like
Well, it's a disordered action.
Part of disordered, is like people that are prone to eating disorders have to like obsessively check themselves, like in every reflection that you walk by or everything.
You're always
like,
just looking at
or
your
like
body.
when you wake in the morning, you like check certain things in your body.
Yeah, it's like
an
oh,
obsessive thing.
do I look okay? Oh, is my waist small enough? Oh, blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah. And it wasn't even that it like, I don't know. Also, it could have been an OCD tendency as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it made me change or do anything. I was just obsessed with checking and checking and
Yeah.
checking. And like, we live in a world full of body checking.
Oh, yeah.
All of TikTok,
I think the whole internet
Instagram,
is a body
yeah,
check.
the
Oh my
entirety of the
gosh.
internet is a body check now.
Yeah.
And it took me, I literally remember the moment. I remember I was doing it one time and I was like, wait, why am I doing this? What does this mean? What does this
Yeah,
matter?
It's, like, what
It's not going to make me
changes?
look any different. It's not like I'm going to go to the gym after this for somewhere or like make any change after this for any reason, good and or bad. I'm not going to do anything. So I might as well just like stop. Because I fear the world is too like we're also obsessive about our bodies, and I don't know it's because we live in like a media run culture where like we weren't, as humans pre-industrial revolution and everything, we literally what did we see our reflections in like ponds?
Yes, I just
Like, we didn't
reposted.
really
had
see
mirrors,
ourselves
didn't
Well,
that
I
much.
just reposted a
had
video of this
mirrors.
girl saying kind of what you're saying. She was like, we weren't meant to be staring at ourselves so much. I don't know when
Yeah.
mirrors were invented, but like for a long time, people probably only saw like a blurry reflection in like some water.
Yeah, well,
Like,
even
for a
if,
long
true.
time.
even if you're looking in the mirror, it's like you can only look in the mirror for so long when
Yeah,
you're busy
yeah.
doing all the stuff they did in the olden days,
Yeah.
which I don't even know what they did. But like, so yeah, that's what I'm actually very proud of.
That's a really good
But
one.
that's literally the first thing that came to mind.
We had so many mirrors in the house like before I got
Yeah.
married, like where Christina and Lisa and I lived.
I lived there
And-
too.
Well, you did, but then you moved
Then I
to
moved
the other
back.
house.
I did move back.
And I think it was just a decor thing because we had cute
Yeah.
mirrors. But it really does make you self-conscious. And I have the only mirrors I have in my house are in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I rarely have like that reminder. And I think it's such a good, like
Yeah.
just getting out of like, not even body checking, but just like making you self-conscious of like, oh, how do I look?
Yeah.
How do I look right now? Like, I don't know. I just think it's good to be not thinking about that and more just like in your body doing things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That's
In the
good.
Here and now.
Yeah. Be where your feet are.
Okay, the first thing I wrote was lay in bed all day. I don't really do that anymore. Like, I'll lay in bed half the day, part of the day, but I get to a point where I'm like, I have to get up because this is going to create a vicious cycle. If I lay in bed all day. Like, unless it was like, oh, like I was sick or like I'm jet lagged or some like physical reason why I need to lay in bed all day. I like really forced myself to get up. Cause really a lot of that is actually just being in fight or flight in freeze. And I noticed that, and I'm like, I need to get out of fight or flight right now, aka freeze.
It's so sneaky.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. I was gonna do one on my list, but I just thought of a random one. I was just thinking back to like my young adult life. And I'm not saying this to shade anyone. I really don't care what anyone does. I'm just saying for me, this has given me peace. I don't leave the dishes to soak anymore. That is something that up until last year probably I did. I now religiously wash every dish unless I'm like seriously ill before we go to bed. We go to bed with all the dishes hand washed and the dishwasher running.
Wow, that's good.
I didn't start
That's
doing
really
this
good.
until
You have 3 kids and you do that. That's impressive.
honestly, the thing is, if you save it for the next day, it piles up so much, and then it's so stressful. I think having that many kids and like all the cooking and stuff, it makes it necessary.
Yeah.
And when I do it every night, it's never piled up that it's that overwhelming.
I love it.
So, but again, up until last year, I didn't do that. I would leave them all the time, and honestly, it stressed me out so much waking up, coming downstairs and seeing all of these pots and pans on the counter. And really it was the fly lady that got me out of it. Shout out to you, fly lady. I guess that was actually summer of 23. So it's been almost 2 years since I started doing that. Her thing was like shine your sink, and which just means like go to bed with the shiny sink, which I don't do every night religiously, but something that I do differently now is every time I have a lemon, which I use lemons a lot in cooking, especially when I make guacamole, which I probably do like twice a week. You take the lemon and you put it in your sink, and it's actually like a natural cleaning thing, and you just kind of like scrub it. It smells so good, and it makes your sink like really shiny.
Ooh, love it.
So I clean my sink with a lemon a lot. Like obviously I do like soap and stuff too, but I love cleaning it with a lemon.
I love it.
So yeah,
that's
I
like
don't
a
know.
microwave cleaner too, right? Lemon.
Oh, I've never tried that. Seems like it would be good though, like on the glass and stuff.
Like you microwave a lemon in it or something.
Oh, you microwave a lemon to clean?
I don't know. I just thought that was the thing.
Guys, tell me, since we did the TikTok last week, if you can't stop thinking, I put the
The
packet
packet
in
on
the
the
glass. I literally
What
made
the-
microwave popcorn the other night, and I was like, I put the packet on the glass.
I kind of block out that sound.
I think it's funny.
It's kind of weird.
It's applicable.
Oh my gosh, I have so many sounds just running through my head all day. Okay, here's one that I'm really proud of again. Am I just like bragging? I don't know. I'm not as afraid of driving anymore.
Whoa.
That is good.
That is like really big. Like I can drive in the city. I can like drive around. The only thing I still fear and will never stop fearing is parallel parking.
Ooh, it's hard.
I just don't think that will ever fully go away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will always just send me into a little fight or flight moment. Maybe it will one day. I don't know. I don't do it ever, so I'm not really exposed to it. So I do intentionally pick places to go that there is no parallel parking involved. So
Yeah. You're like, there's parallel parking. I can't go. That's tough.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, that's really what I gotta say on that one.
Okay, my next one was I don't hang out with people that make me feel weird anymore.
Ooh.
And when I notice I'm feeling weird, I'm like, all right, time to go.
Good for you.
That's hard.
I know.
I feel like I'm just starting
it
to do
is.
that at 33 years old.
Well, A, it's hard to like notice, and then B, it's hard to like take an action
Yeah.
when you do notice instead of just being like, I'm trapped.
I would always like blame myself, like, oh, maybe it's my fault that I feel weird. Like maybe I did something wrong. I don't know.
No.
Instead of being like, oh, maybe it's them. That's not good. That's something I'm definitely trying to focus on more in my 30s is like, yeah, how do people make you feel? Like, do you feel drained or do you feel energized?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've said that many times in my life, but not really like practiced it.
Because it's so hard because it feels like selfish to like put that into practice.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, you're not serving me. Bye. It's like, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
But it
Feels like
actually
you-
is better for all.
It is.
Yeah. Because if you feel weird, it's like, yeah, it's not good for them.
It's not
either.
a good connection. It's not a good like time spent for either of you.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people in the world.
That's
like
so
you don't have
true.
to spend it with specific people and it's like not doing much for either of you.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair.
Yeah, it's tough though.
That leads very well into my next one. I don't know why, but I have the first two memorized, and then I'll have to look at my phone. My next one was I don't invest in one-sided friendships anymore.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And not that it's like, oh, it has to be perfectly 50-50. I don't think
Yeah.
that. But I've kind of realized, like, especially as a mom, when you have, like, very limited time and you have, like, these certain times in the week where you could see friends, it's pretty limited. And so it's like, I kind of notice when I meet a new friend and, like, we, like, exchange numbers and I'm like, oh, we should hang out. And then we get together and then maybe they ask me and then I'm like, oh, yay. And then after that, I ask them and then I ask them again. And then I ask them again, and then they're suddenly not asking you anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. Like, some people, maybe they're just not good at initiating. I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too personally, but I don't really feel good when I'm the only one asking.
Yeah.
So if someone stops asking, I used to just be like, oh, let me, like, keep that going. And I don't know why.
I mean, I think some people don't mind always initiating, but I think if it makes you feel weird, then, like, I think that's, like, your thing, and that you shouldn't probably hang out with people that make you ask all the time because it makes you feel weird.
Well, I think I feel more valued when someone like, oh, I thought of you, I want to hang out with you, versus like you always thinking of them, and it's like, do they not care? Or maybe they have other people that they actually do that with, and I don't know. But I don't know. I'm also trying not to take it personally because it's like there's just so many people out there, and not all of them necessarily want to invest in you.
Yeah.
And you probably shouldn't invest in them if they're not really investing
like it's
back
okay.
at you. Yeah, it's not anything wrong with them. It's just like maybe it wasn't a good friendship match. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like moving on. I've kind of been doing that more, which has been good.
Yeah, that's good.
Love that. Okay, let's see.
I didn't know I was
I know, I didn't know. Okay, guys, this is one that I'm manifesting for myself and trying for. So, okay, this is something that literally I feel like just shifted after the last week's nosedive. Okay. Okay. So the goal here is wait.
But this goal clearly gives you a lot of
No,
energy
it does.
and vibration.
The goal is to not take dating and men as seriously as I do. AKA have the mindset of this is not my last meal. This is not the last man I'm ever going to meet. Because I fear I have had that mindset
You have.
so bad
Yeah.
for like the majority of my
You
career.
crashed out over some random, like,
I crack out.
I don't even know him.
That's the problem. It's like I crash out so deeply over like randos and like, you know,
I can't say I know what crash out
feel
means.
deeply.
You guys mentioned it recently.
It means like having a breakdown about
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like I can understand, you know,
like a mental breakdown. Like she's crashing
mentee.
out. Like
yeah, I'm crashing. But you just add out. So it's like,
Granted, it's really hard not to do that though.
it is.
When you meet someone that you're really excited about.
It is.
but
along
it's
really well.
everyone.
It is.
Everyone she's slightly excited about. She's like, oh my god.
Thanks.
You just said it.
Guys,
You
in the
just said
words
this.
in the words of Hannah Montana, he's got something special.
Yeah.
He's got something
All of them.
special.
And all of them
He could
do.
be the one.
But
That's what
the
I would
thing.
always do.
Any person though
It's
is
gonna have
special.
a lot of special things.
They're a unique person, so
Well,
you can like put that on anyone.
And
Like,
it's
there's no one
learning
like him.
to
Yeah.
walk the space of like being excited and like positive and then like also being in reality at the same time. That's my latest challenge is being in reality of like, oh, excited about this thing, this person or whatever, but like there's other people out there too.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, yeah, I feel like that has also really served me so poorly, so poorly for the majority of my entire career of dating, which is probably why I haven't done it that much because it's just too stressful.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at
Too
it
much riding on it.
incorrectly. Exactly. So we're trying to do new era, new me. We'll see. We'll see if it sticks. But this is my manifestation for this new me.
Yeah. That's good.
So
that
prayers
kind of
up for me.
goes into one that I had, which was chase men.
Oh,
Don't do that anymore.
honestly, that's a really
I was like, I thought you were saying you do chase men. And I was
No,
like,
things we don't do anymore.
Okay.
Kat.
yes,
Come on.
okay. Sorry, the lingo, I didn't get it. I was like, I didn't have the sentence ordered in my mind.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Good for you.
And it really just works out a lot better. Just saying.
Let them come
Just
to you.
saying.
That also goes with one of my dating rules that I personally think has proven consistently right over many years, which is if it's weird or inconsistent in the beginning, it's always going to be weird. Don't excuse it. Like if they're like blowing you off or making you really confused.
If they have weird behavior.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're like really hot and cold or like you're kind of
Confusing.
confused or they're kind
Yeah.
of cancely or flaky, you're just like it's not going to change.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I realize is every time that I'd be like, oh, well, maybe I just need to do this thing. Oh, maybe he just needs a little nudge. Oh, maybe No. I don't need to. That means something's going wrong.
Yeah.
And it will continue to be wrong.
I will say, I do think there's one small clause that's like, I think it's okay to give them one singular green light in the beginning. Like, just to show you're interested. Not saying you need to pursue them.
Yeah.
But just giving them a green light, you get a one-time pass. And then after that, no more green lights.
But I'm talking about a specific thing in me where I'm like, oh, I need to do this thing to like move this along. I don't want to be moving things along.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah,
You can do that.
For sure. It's interesting, too, kind of with both of yours, like, when I, kind of combination of both. At 25, when I made a decision to not take dating as seriously, because I was always looking for a perfect Catholic husband, and it was very narrow. And then, not saying you're doing that, I'm saying I was doing that.
I'm saying
And
I
then,
probably would.
well, just like taking it so seriously and being like, this is the exact resume of the man that I'm going to marry. Everyone else is deleted. And just taking it so seriously. And then also being like, I was always making excuses, like, cause especially as an extrovert who likes introverts, a lot of times I'd be like, they're just an introvert. They don't know how they feel. I need to like help them
But they
along.
do.
Like, they don't. And so, yeah. And I was like, if it's weird in the beginning, no. And I finally started cutting things off way quicker and not letting them dwindle. And then ironically, because like I met someone who literally, my husband, who literally was looking for a wife from the age of 16. He said from 16 on, he was like, I want to find the person I'm going to marry.
Aww.
Very like seriously minded, even though I was literally in the opposite direction of like, okay, I'm going to find just like date people for the fun of it. So it's just
Love
interesting the reverse psychology that happens there.
No, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.